All right, welcome back. It's been a long night here at the Morning Bump.
Been like 3 nights.
Yeah. Things have just been ridiculous the past couple days. Like, I woke up a couple mornings ago and I was sweeping my front porch. And I was like, this is crazy. It's cold out here. Should probably go put some pants on. It's chilly. And then I broke up with my girlfriend 3 different times in the last 12 hours. And I don't even have a girlfriend. Just kidding. I'm seeing like 10 different girls right now. You want to meet her? Which reminds me, take this time to remind everybody that takes meds, take your meds. Just take them.
Why not?
All right? You're not doing anybody any favors by not taking your medication. All right, welcome back to the Morning Bump. This is Stun here with my co-host KP. You can reach us on the bump line, 1-800-BUMP-UP. All calls brought to you by Jergens Lotion. You know what it's for. I know you do. Well, we got through the holidays here, and one thing I'm going to remember about last December is driving around and seeing all these houses getting raided. All this crazy stuff and sirens in the front yard, and then someone finally told me, hey, those are just Christmas lights. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Good, because I thought the cops were going crazy, like hitting every other house and shit. But now we got Valentine's Day coming up, and let me tell you the 2 categories of people that are the happiest on Valentine's Day, and the 2 categories of people that are the unhappiest on Valentine's Day. So, the 2 categories of people that are the happiest on Valentine's Day are girls who have boyfriends and guys who don't have girlfriends.
Aye.
And the 2 categories of people that are the unhappiest on Valentine's Day are girls who don't have boyfriends and guys that have girlfriends. And speaking of unhappiest, how's the girl that called the bump line during our last show doing?
Oh, wonderful. I just got off her phone with her. A nice iPhone, and she wants it back, so I'll probably get it back to her next month or something.
Yeah, that iPhone will be a YouPorn tablet by then. Incidentally, coming soon is the brand new Stun Sperm Guard for keyboards, tablets, and phones. This Stun Sperm Guard will keep all your devices fresh and squeaky clean. Avoid all the sticky situations that can often happen with the Stun Sperm Guard. So, in honor of Valentine's Day, and I'm sure it's the question all our female listeners are wondering, what are you looking for in a girl?
I look for a girl who doesn't pay attention to me because, if she did, she wouldn't be hanging out. Someone who's maybe blind, but has a free open will with her body. Myriad of things.
Have you ever had a foursome? It's where you take 2 girls home and you force them. But yeah, relationships are hard, man. They're even harder when I'm soft. Think about this. Everybody who's single, the only reason they're single is because they've never, ever had a relationship work out. Ever. And anytime I say that to a single female, they get all depressed. But it's kind of their fault. You know why? Because women wake up a different person every morning than they were the day before. And what was funny yesterday, sure as hell ain't funny today. And it certainly ain't going to be funny tomorrow. Or is it? Who fucking knows? And then you got to factor in their monthly visit from their aunt, where for 1 week out of every month, they just say some of the craziest shit to where you just got to be like, come on, honey, that's just your period talking. You don't mean that. And see, I'm a good boyfriend because whenever my girlfriend's on her period, I buy her a red lighter just so every time she lights a cigarette, she's reminded of why she's being such a bitch. Because every woman is a riddle that they don't even know the answer to. You know what I'm looking for in a girl? I'm looking for a girl who's not afraid to leave me when I need her the most. Because that's what the bitch gonna do anyways, right? So you might as well ask for it. My turn-ons are fronts, hanging out in my friends' garages, taking long walks with people coming up short, playing guitar. And my turn-offs are, let me see, I don't really have that many turn-offs. I guess they'd probably be cops, people who look like cops, people who act like cops, people who call the cops. And also bands that call themselves the police and they write a song called I'll Be Watching You. Sting. More like a sting operation, you fucking snitch. I also don't like people whose parents do all their drugs. Dad. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, go check out my profile at methmatch.com. Because if you can find your meth match, anything is possible. We all know who Robert is, right? He's our city correspondent for A Bump in the Street, which is a little segment we have here on the Morning Bump. Anyways, I got an interesting text message from him last night, and he said that he was going to call in today and that he had an inspiring message of love to share with us for Valentine's Day. So we're going to do that right now. Here's a Bump in the Street with our city correspondent, Robert, with an inspiring Valentine's Day message of love he wants to share. So, hey, Robert, how you doing?
Pretty rough.
Oh, shit, what's wrong?
My girl, she left me, I think.
She left you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, what happened?
I don't know. Everything was going good. Her cousin was over a couple nights in a row, and, I let him sleep in the spare bedroom because, I respect her and all. And, evidently she left with my stuff.
She left with your stuff? Why?
I don't know. I remember the moment I realized she was gone, though. I woke up and honey, do you know where my sack's at? Honey! Honey!
Okay. So, how long have you guys been together for?
Thursday!
Wait, last Thursday?
I'm going to the cops and I'm going to file a missing persons report.
Oh, okay.
And I know you want to leave me voluntarily, and my car's missing with some stuff in my house.
Are you sure you should go to the cops about that?
Oh, yeah. Maybe not. I'll go to the neighbors first.
Well, has she unfriended you on Facebook?
I don't have Facebook. I have nothing. I don't even have a girlfriend anymore. My life was so perfect for those 4.5 days.
Yeah, that's a rough one to lose somebody after that long of a time with her. So, do you think her cousin had anything to do with it?
Real good stand-up guy. Had some problems. She had to, every hour give him a massage, but that's understandable. Something hereditary in the family.
Yeah, that sounds totally normal. Someone told me that they saw them holding hands on the way to the store.
Her hands were cold. I didn't really figure out why she had to put him in his pants, but whether that, I didn't want to be alone this Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's sad. You're in the category of unhappy. Well, actually, yeah, that's sad, buddy. That's sad. I hope that you find her and find your stuff soon.
I've got some dumpsters to look through.
Yeah, I would start looking for her cousin. Where do you know where he lives?
My house.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Where did you meet this girl?
Outside studio. Locked out. Went over to loan me $20, but ended up I gave her 40. I didn't even have to reach for my wallet. She already had it in her hand. Going back to dating.
Do you ever date online?
I dated on Pipe.
On Pipe? Robert, hello? Okay, it looks like we lost him. Well, that was our bump in the street with our city correspondent, Robert, bringing his inspiring Valentine's Day message of love to share with everybody. Okay. All right, well, our next guest needs no introduction. Everybody has heard of him in some form or another. Nobody knows his real name, but let's welcome to the show, Sancho. How you doing, Sancho? What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, how you doing, man? I love your show. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone, okay?
Well, thank you for that, Sancho. Why don't you explain to our audience, for those of them that don't know, exactly what it is you do?
Yeah, sure, man. I keep ladies company, wives, baby mamas, girlfriends, when their husband maybe got in a little legal trouble, Which reminds me, if your girl's gonna be alone this Valentine's Day, man, and you want someone to keep her company because, you're locked up, man, shoot me a line, all right?
So you basically just fill in for guys that are doing time, right? With their old ladies.
Yeah, man, I just make sure that they're not so lonely, and stuff like that.
Do you help take care of their kids, too? Do you fill in for work for them when they're gone?
Work? No, man, they don't work, man.
Well, that begs the question, Sancho. How have you not been killed yet?
Oh, I got this app on my phone, man. It lets me know when, dangerous, criminals are going to get ready to be paroled, and parole officers, they'll call me and let me know, when somebody's release date's coming up, and,
Oh, wow, man, that's interesting. That's crazy. So, do you,
Hey, man, hold on. I got to take this, man, all right? Hey, man, I got to go, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. That was Sancho. He had to go. What a crazy life that guy must lead. Well, it's like the yin and the yang of phone calls we just had, isn't it? Well, the time is now 24/7 in the AM. You're on the morning bump. We're going to take a little break. But when we come back, we're going to hear the song I wrote for Valentine's Day and the story behind it. Hi, kids. Stun Spinner here. I'm not a tweaker, but I play one on TV. And I'm here to talk to you about something that's very dangerous called Twittering. And no, I'm not talking about that thing our president does when he's all yacked out. No, Twittering is when you know your friend's been awake too long, you know he needs to sleep, but you hook him up anyways. You selfish bastard. Come on, Twitter now. Smile on each other. Everybody get together and try and front one another a half pound. Try and front one another right now. All right, we're back with the morning bump. You know what's crazy is that I just found out that STD stands for Stop Tapping Dat. Well, that's the medical abbreviation anyways. And VD stands for Valentine's Day. Speaking of Valentine's Day, a couple years ago I was hanging out with friends of mine the night before Valentine's Day, and one of them was married and the other one was in a serious relationship, and I was listening to them talk about how miserable they were that the next day was Valentine's Day and all the bullshit that they had to do because of it. And my one friend, it was just getting past, the honeymoon phase, where the guy's like, oh, I love puppies, and the girl's like, oh, your mom seems super nice. The way everybody acts all fake when they first hook up. And really, it's that shit right there that dooms relationships from the very start. Because it's not sustainable to act that fucking fake forever. I mean, nobody can do that. Eventually, the real you comes out. It starts off, the girl's like, oh, he's got a small dick, but he's super nice. And like 8 months later, how could someone with such a small dick be such a huge one? And the guy's like realizing, after they already moved in after 10 months, this bitch is a fucking train wreck. Motherfucker. Fuck, I'm engaged to a dumpster fire. And then, inevitably, you have a long, drawn-out breakup and a part of you dies, it'll never grow back. And the scars from that make it less likely for you to ever have a healthy relationship with anybody else in the future. But back to my story. So, the more they were talking about how miserable they were, the happier I got. Because I was single. And then when I woke up the next day, and I thought about how many miserable motherfuckers there were out there in relationships that were going to have to deal with dedicating the whole day to their love. And I became inspired. Because I had the whole day to do whatever the fuck I wanted. And I was so inspired, I actually wrote a song. So this is my single on Valentine's Day love song. I wanna make sweet love to you, baby. I wanna make sweet love to your mouth. I wanna make sweet love to you, darling. I wanna make sweet love to your mouth. I wanna to your mouth. From before, remember I told you? Huh? Oh, we're back. So that was, I Want to Make Sweet Love to You. Gonna be on the new album, Magnets and Flashlights, coming out soon. And see, my band, we created a new genre. It's called cock-blocking rock. It sounds just like regular rock, but the way we play it, nobody gets laid. Cock-blocking rock. I don't know how many people out there heard my Orville, California song I put on Facebook. It's got like 29,000 views. And I was so surprised by how many views it got because I don't even think Orville has Wi-Fi, does it? I mean, the whole town's still under quarantine, right? But look, I grew up in Chico, so I've been talking shit about Orville my whole life. My dad grew up in Chico too, and he was talking shit about Orville when he was a kid. But Chico's probably been talking shit about Orville since Hitler was in power. Orville is like the most unhappiest place on earth. It's where dreams go to die, really. I mean, every time I'm in Orville, I'm just thinking to myself, well, I could hang out here, or I could shove a dull butter knife in my retina so hard until I feel so much pain it really doesn't matter where the fuck I'm at. Or I could just hang out here. You know why it's so hard to figure out who to go after for child support in Orville? Because everybody's got the same DNA and there are no dental records. Even the guy who the town was named after, Orville Redenbacher, was ashamed of that place. I mean, he ended up committing suicide over having Orville being named after him. But he did it the same day Kurt Cobain did, so, it didn't get really any press. You know how much overtime the Tooth Fairy makes in Orville? Put both his Tooth Fairy faggot kids through college. If you're planning on raising your children in Orville, they should open up a CPS case on you. You'd be better off putting them in a basket and floating them down the Sac River. I mean, if the sun and the moon ever met and then were killed by a nasty virus, that's Orville. Orville still owes back child support for its son, Miguel, yet. And, I mean, really, it owes more than that. Not being in its son's life, you want to tell me that didn't have an effect on him? I mean, look at Miguel now. Have you been up there lately? Jesus Christ. Somebody should have aborted that kid. And we only have one person to thank for that. Orville. Couldn't even send your kid a birthday card. And now they got a new disease named after Orville. It's called having a case of the Orvilles. It's where you can't tell if a girl's nodding out because she hasn't slept in 4 days, or if she's nodding out because she's on heroin and hasn't done meth in 4 days. One time I lost my wallet in Orville and somebody returned it back to the store I was at with all the money still in it. Said no one ever. Orville, where even ugly 11-year-olds can get pregnant. Man, playing blues on the guitar and talking about Orville's making this episode a real downer. But playing the blues always gives me the blues, and talking about Orville's always a boner shrinker. It's like an anti-aphrodisiac. The only good discussion I've ever had about Orville is when I was discussing leaving Orville. All right, enough about Orville. There's 2 minutes and 45 seconds I can never get back. But we do have some good news here on the Morning Bump. We got a new sponsor, Skechers. And in fact, they're sponsoring this week's Top 5 list. And this week's list is the top 5 worst YouPorn categories. Number 5. Oh, so that's your sister. Number 4. What do you mean our dads are brothers? Number 3. I forgot to press record. We got to do that whole thing over again. Number 2. What do you mean my mom's your aunt? And the number 1 worst YouPorn category is, well, if you're right there, then who's behind me? Well, I like 3 out of 5 of those. So that was our top 5 list brought to you by Skechers. Because if you're not sketching, you're not doing it right. And if you're not watching porn on your computer, you're not doing it right either. I finally got the porn block on my computer, where it blocks everything but porn. Good investment. So I'm sure to some people, it may have seemed that I was a little hard on the females in this episode. But look, I get it. I'm not saying guys are great either. I know I'm not. I'm a terrible boyfriend. I'm lazy and selfish in bed, and pretty much those 2 things in all other aspects of life. So I get it. I wouldn't want to go out with me. But if I offended you, baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I scored some black, and he said it was good. I did a shot a little more than I should. Yeah. So let's talk about Demi Lovato for a minute, shall we? First of all, she's one bottle I'd love to cork. But she recently OD'd on heroin, and just the outcry of people going, oh my God, I hope she gets the help she needs. When you know damn well if it was your neighbor's kid down the street, you'd be thinking, loser. It's just crazy how much different we treat pop stars. And I'm not hating on it. I've been trying to be a rock star my whole life before I leave this planet, so I get it. But I think the one person we've been neglecting to think about through all this is her drug dealer. I mean, could you imagine hooking her up with the O of H and then like 4 hours later, you see on TV that she OD'd. Like, holy shit, what do you do at that point? I mean, I guess the first thing you do is pray to God she doesn't die, because then someone's going to get to the bottom of this and you're fucked. But I mean, can you imagine the stress that poor dude went through? I just hope that Demi recognizes it and acknowledges it. All the stress that she put her drug dealers through just because she couldn't handle her shit. Drugs are people too. But hey, I wish the best for Demi, and I hope she fully recovers because the music business needs her. And the heroin business needs her too, probably. Hey, check out our new slogan that I wrote. It goes, "For all that you do, this bump's for you."
Yeah, but I smoke it out of the glass.
No, I know you do, but I'm saying for the shows. For all that you do, this bump's for you.
But I don't. I smoke it.
I know you smoke it. I'm saying for the bumps. For all. Okay. Try this out. Okay, how about bump up every morning to the morning bump?
But I wouldn't because I smoke.
No, it's like for everything you do, this bump's for you.
But for all the things I do, I smoke it first.
We'll come back to that. All right. Well, before we go, I just want to leave you with a couple pieces of advice. If you're single, don't wrap yourself up with a blanket of loneliness and just be sad all the time because no one's ever loving you again and shit. Enjoy it, okay? You're going to hook up with somebody eventually, and I promise you there's going to be a time in your life in the future when you're going to wish you could go back to where you are right now. And if you're in a relationship, enjoy it. And if it's past the point of enjoying, then get out of it. Don't stay with somebody just because you've become comfortable as being unhappy. Or because you're just waiting for it to be like it was in the beginning again. Because that was fake as fuck, okay? If it sucks, end it. It ain't going to get any better. And remember, if there's problems in the bedroom, there's problems in every room. All right, that's going to pretty much do it for the Morning Bump. We want to thank our sponsors, Jergens Lotion. You know what you've been using it for. And Skechers. Make every day sketchy with Skechers. And remember, kids, you can't get clean if you're not dirty first. Love you, cousin. Get your fucking ass up here. I'm out like strike 3.